If you're unfamiliar with David Fry,
I'm unfamiliar with him.
8 days ago, David Fry in a pinch hit situation hit a home run to go up a run against the Tigers, and it was a no-looking back homer. I grew up a Tigers fan. My father and I had been bonding over this magical run they were on. He hurt my father. That's how you piss me off. That's one. 8 days later, when I have a wager on the New York Yankees, David Fry, pinch hitting again, walks the game off with a 2-run bomb. I now hate this dude. He is my single greatest sports enemy. He is what I imagine Aaron Rodgers is for Bears fans, what LeBron James is for Bulls fans. When you see this dude in the tunnel, you just know he's going to do something big in a big moment. I hate him.
You hate him, but this is a newfound hate.
He is the newest member of my hate list.
It's grown itself over the last 10 days.
Like a cancer, he's grown.
Well, that's frustrating for you.
Jurk, understand.
And it's not even the money you lost. The money you lost can be recovered, right?
Of course. It's not the money. It's not the money. The fact that he's
the principle.
I'll put it this way. Twice in 8 days, David Fry has effed me.
Yeah.
I never asked to be effed by David Fry.
No, nobody usually does.
And I certainly didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, unless your name's Stella, But no, you're not.
The least that he could do is buy me dinner after what he's done to me the last week. 8 days. 8 days, and this guy has gotten me over twice.
And bring the lube, sir. Yeah, I mean, I can understand your sense of frustration. I try to recall back in the history of my days, my sports viewing and my fandom, who's the guy that screwed me over the most? And boy, I harken back to the days of yesteryear when I followed baseball, and I love baseball, and I love the Cubs. Tim Wallach was a Cub killer. Montreal Expo third baseman. So your David Fry is my Tim Wallach. That's who used to kill the Cubs. He used to come in here and kill them. Mike Schmidt used to destroy the Chicago Cubs pitching. Those would be the guys. But you respected Mike Schmidt because he's one of the best third basemen of all time, 500-plus homers. So it's hard to have the hate that you have. Your hate is real.
This is visceral.
Yeah, this
and
comes
part of it, I think,
down.
is because David Fry was such a nobody. He was a nobody to me. He was a nobody to the casual baseball fan.
He made the All-Star team this year, Shea.
I understand.
You can't say he's a nobody. He's a Major League Baseball All-Star.
Z-Pack, I understand that. I'm making the point. The casual baseball fan, if I asked him 2 weeks ago who's David Fry,
I had no idea.
they'd have looked at you with a blank stare.
I would have never heard of him. I don't know who the hell David Fry was. Matter of fact, I had to look the guy up.
Z-Pack, just because you're working 145 White Sox games this summer and you live and die by the Baltimore Orioles.
Poor guy.
Listen,
sorry, guys. Let's get the public service announcement. There have been a handful of people here at the station that have been forced to work on the White Sox games. And for all of you guys, I want to apologize. I want to apologize that you have been sentenced to work on White Sox baseball games.
David Fry has become my mortal enemy in sports right now. He is my public enemy number one. You can forget about the old guard, the LeBron James for me, the Aaron Rodgers for me, these guys who routinely would just let you have it. Right now, it's David Fry.
Any chance to take the buyout in this situation at any point? Were you offered a buyout where they didn't want to pay you the full sum? Did they come to you? Did they beat you and say, hey, we'll give you this much? Or did greed take over?
I don't see, but
how greedy were you?
Aren't you better off if you're going to try to get out of it? Aren't you better off just live betting the other side than letting the book off the hook?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I didn't check.
I don't know.
At the
end of the day, winning money is the goal.
I agree. But at 5-3, 2 outs in the ninth inning, Yankees leading, I kind of felt like I was winning the money. And then everything just conspired against me.
Yeah.
And David Fry got one on me again. And he's now my enemy. And I think every sports fan, you brought up Tim Wallach.
Yeah,
Z-Pack, Matt, McMaster, our producers, I'm sure have sports enemies throughout their life. I think every sports fan can relate to the one guy that at any given moment you just loathed. 312-332-3776. Who is your David Fry? It's Henry in Cherville, as I think probably the most common one in Chicago. We'll let Henry lead it off. What's up, Henry?
Hey, Shea, Jurko, love you guys. You guys are the best. You know who it is, and it should be no surprise. Aaron Rodgers with that smug face, with everything he's ever done to, be rude to Chicago Bears fans. Why would it be anybody else?
Well, it makes sense, that's for sure. And it depends which part of Bear fandom you're looking at, too, because Favre killed the Bears also. When Favre was with the Packers, he killed the Bears.
The thing with Rodgers, I think that adds to it is
he knows.
And he knows. He's very aware of it. That stupid State Farm belt that he puts on after he runs into your end zone, screaming, "I own you" at the Bears fans after a touchdown. Yep. The way that he rubs salt in the wound is what makes him more hateable. And Henry's right. He's got a smug look on his face. And he's kind of a jerk in real life.
He can be.
Yeah, he certainly can
be. I read his book.
Did you give the book report already?
I have given the book report. I gave it 2.25 stars out of 4. So a little bit better than average. I think it was just a book that he got somebody to write for him that basically promoted him. Like he was actually going to come back last year. And it only takes about a solid 6 hours to finish the book. So I did it on the flight.
What is it, like 300 pages?
Yeah, maybe 315, 325.
300 pages of him polishing his knob.
I'd like to see the stuff that didn't get written. That's what I like to see.
That's what everybody wants.
That's the good stuff.
But that's why I didn't like The Last Dance, because The Last Dance was stuff I already know put in a pretty package. I want to know the things we didn't have access to.
Yeah. Well, I think you got that when you got Luke Longley afterwards wanting to talk about it. And you had the crybaby, Scottie Pippen, trying to promote himself and everything that he was trying to shill at the time. He had the bourbon, he had the book, he had everything he was trying to move at the time, and taking shots at Michael Jordan. Well, Michael Jordan said, "I couldn't have been anything without my man Scottie. We wouldn't have won championships." He said that at the Hall of Fame.
True.
Yeah. And what'd Scottie do? Well, he didn't give me enough credit.
Yeah, but now Scotty's back in the fold. Now Scotty's going on talk shows saying Michael's the GOAT. He's always been the GOAT.
Where's the inconsistency? Why the different messaging? What's going on?
He's trying to repair relationships.
Well, I don't know if he's repairing relationships as much as he's realized he screwed up.
Yeah, that for sure.
Right.
Attempting to repair relationships.
Listen, when the money doesn't trickle in the way you thought it was, all of a sudden you want to repair relationships.
Go find a way to get a handout.
Yeah.
Let's go to Sean in Roscoe Village. Sean feels my pain. Sean, I thought I was the only one, but you hate David Fry too.
Yeah, last night was tough. I called a few weeks ago to put in a $10 parlay back in May for Bryson DeChambeau to win the U.S. Open and the Yankees to beat the Guardians in the ALCS, and it pays $2,300. Now, granted, I did hedge because that's the smart move, and nobody ever goes broke making a profit. So I hedged against, I took the Guardians in the series to guarantee myself a $500 profit. But yeah, yesterday was tough, man. Yesterday was really tough. And
Sean, you're going to be all right, though. The Yankees are going to win the series.
I hope that's, you never know. Obviously, the Yankees fans thought that when they played Boston in 2004. But, I don't think this is the same dynamic. But yeah, it sucked. But that being said, as a sports fan, I did think yesterday was one of the best baseball games I've ever seen in my life.
It was excellent. I wish I hadn't had an investment on it, and I would have actually enjoyed it impartially. Being invested. Yeah. And then, of course, it's the guy who ruined my father's life that costs me the money. Like, of course. I hate that dude. I'm right there with you, Sean. Thanks for the phone call. Let's go to Corey in South Shore. Corey, what's up?
What's going on, Yerk? What's going on, guys?
What's happening, Corey?
Hey, man, smoking a fatty over here. But listen, I'm telling you right now, I started working out because I hate this guy so bad in high school. Got real big. Bill Lambier. I want to punch him in the face right now, and I'm almost 50 years old. I'll still punch Bill Lambier. I cannot stand. Well, what about Bill Lambier? I can't stand Bill Lambier.
Is Bill Lambier still coaching the Vegas Aces? I know he was a little while ago.
I think he was. I took a trip. I flew out there to catch him. I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand him.
Get on a flight to Vegas just to punch Bill Lambier in the face.
Yes. I couldn't stand him. Man, he played the dirtiest basketball ever in Detroit.
Well, they all did.
When the Bulls,
Yeah, they all did.
But he was the worst. Isaiah Thomas was sneaky. He got a pass because he's from Chicago. But that Bill Laimbeer, man, I cannot stand him, man. I still can't stand him.
Rick Mahorn.
I'm sorry.
I mean, Rick Mahorn was just as salty. But Laimbeer was out there more, so that's why we always remember Bill Laimbeer.
But Laimbeer was loud, and he was in your face, and he super physical player, dirty player, getting people hurt.
Dirty player. And then, like, he had the influence on Rodman a little bit early in his career, too.
Yeah, of course.
And it was the two of them. I remember the fight they had against the Celtics. I mean, it was just, they went after Larry Bird. Bird got up and said, let's go. Let's go. I mean, they got him by the neck, and they slung him to the ground. Larry wasn't having it. It wasn't going to be a party with Larry. Yeah, that's good when Laimbeer is excellent.
Let's go to Biff in Lake Geneva. What's going on, Biff?
Hey, the old Dallas Cowboys, like when they were starting to be called America's team, that was like disgusting.
Who doesn't hate the Cowboys? Everybody. If you don't love the Cowboys, you hate the Cowboys. They're that team.
They were tolerable. They were tolerable before that. Before that, they were like everybody else. They were trying to beat the Packers and everything was. But then they became this America's team, and then it was like, oh boy. Oh, and then the other one, John Elway. I love John Elway, and I love to hate John Elway. John Elway would like come back, and all my kids like they wanted John Elway jerseys and everything, and I'm like, yeah, John Elway's pretty good. Jeez, man, he came back again. And then, like, next year, he'd come back again. He'd win, like, 2 or 3 games, come back in. I'm like, is this guy for real? So, like, I became, like, where he drove me nuts to, like, really admiring the fact that he was able to do it.
Is that the enemy factor, Biff, or is that, like, Tom Brady's won a lot, so I hate him now, and Patrick Mahomes has won a lot, so I hate him now? Is that really, like, the same as the sports enemy who just consistently ruined your life in particular?
No, it just it changed how like I looked at before. It was like, oh well, yeah, here's this kind of horse-faced guy from California. He tells the Yankees to shove off, and then he goes to Denver, and he's now John, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, and then here he pulls it off. I mean, he pulls it off. I'd love to have seen what he could have done in a Yankees uniform, like Dion tried to do, or like, Bo Jackson really tried to do. I mean, he really didn't try to do it. And that was impressive to me. No, it was more in reverse. It was like, oh, I don't like that guy, to where, oh, God, I kind of admire him. I mean, he's able to pull it off.
So it's a reverse
in reverse.
It's the reverse of the reverse. Yeah.
The old double reverse. I hated him, but then, boy, I kind of like him.
I don't think that's what we were talking about.
I don't think so either, but he wanted to share. He wanted to share, so he shared.
Is there a player that you hated so much but was so accomplished that you started to like them?
Well, that's a different topic altogether.
I know, but I'm just like, I'm not trying to. I'm just asking you.
I never hate anybody.